As the Communists and Kuomintang prepared to fight, most people thought the Kuomintang would easily win. They had a powerful American-trained and American-equipped army of 3 million men. They held all the big cities, all the main railway lines, and some of the richest provinces. They had plenty of money and large stocks of weapons. And Chiang Kai-shek was recognized by most foreign governments as the true leader of China. In comparison, the communists were weak. They held only countryside areas and not a single big city. They had no air force, few railways, no navy, and an army of 1 million men, nor did they have the backing of a foreign country. The Civil War started again in June 1946, when 1 million Kuomintang troops launched a great offense in North China. By March 1947, they had won a series of battles against the communists, and had even captured Yan'an, the communist capital. However, the Red Army, which was renamed the People's Liberation Army in 1946, fought back with great skill. Led by Lin Biao, the PLA avoided major battles with the Kuomintang and concentrated on making guerrilla attacks against them. This meant making night raids against their bases, blowing up their railway lines, ambushing their patrols, and so on. By using such tactics, the PLA took much of central and northern China during the 1947 and forced the Kuomintang onto the defensive. And the more the land they took, the bigger the PLA became, for thousands of peasants now flocked to join the communists. Meanwhile, civilians in the Kuomintang held cities were suffering badly. Rapid inflation of the currency was causing great hardship for many of them. As money lost its value and people's wages bought less in the shops, many workers went on strike. Others stopped working and took robbery instead. As the price of a kilogram of rice rose to $500,000 Chinese dollars, hungry crowds stormed shops, riots broke up, and public order collapsed. The worse their conditions became, the more the city people stopped supporting the Kuomintang and went over to the Communist Party. The Blueshirts tried to keep order by using harsh methods against the critics of the government. Strict censorship was imposed on the press. Blacklists of opponents were drawn up, and those named on the list were systematically murdered. But the Kuomintang itself was collapsing as a party. The American government, which had given Chiang Kai-shek $200 million worth of aid since 1945, could also see that the Kuomintang was a spent force. So in 1947 it cut off all aid to Chiang Kai-shek, weakening his position even further. By 1948, the PLA was large enough to abandon guerrilla tactics and to fight the Kuomintang head-on. In November 1948, they went on the attack. In large-scale fighting around the towns of Suzhou and Zhuangsheng, the two sides fought the massive Battle of Huaihai. In the Battle of Huaihai, the Kuomintang lost more than 500,000 men and huge amounts of equipment. This allowed the PLA to move freely in central China, capturing Beijing in April, Shanghai in May, and Guangzhou in October. On 1st of October 1949, the Communists were able to proclaim the existence of a new kind of China, the People's Republic of China. The only part of China not under Communist control was the island of Taiwan. For, in January 1949, realizing that he had lost the Civil War, Chiang Kai-shek retreated onto the island, taking with him 200,000 Kuomintang troops as well as China's gold reserves.